Hi everybody and welcome to Heel Heat. This is our Ring of Honor show for the week. My name is George Coles. This is my tag team partner, the Warlord.
Thanks, Barbarian. Gary Rhodes, everybody.
Let's go right into the show. We had an interesting opener. Kevin Steen comes out and looks like he's actually going to speak for the first time in a while, which brings out Steve Corino. They talk about some philosophical differences between the two.
And I like the fact that Steen says, look, I'm tired of you coming out here interrupting me every time I'm ready to start talking, so I'm talking.
Exactly.
You know?
And I do like that Steen says to him, if there's anybody else, I respect you more than anybody else in this business, but it looks like we should be going our different ways. We can handle it one way or the other, because at that point, Scumming came down. He said I could just walk through that curtain right there, and
Never cross
paths. Or we could go the way that it looks like you want to go. Corino says, well, I can't let you walk through the curtain. And Scum lays out Kevin Steen, effectively taking him out of the group.
Yeah. And he put a good fight up.
Yeah.
But I did like his pot shots at Hardy. And like I figured, you even figured too, that Hardy was going to probably be the next figurehead of Scum. I think Corino's going to be the leader, of course, but as a manager.
Yeah. Is it necessary for Steen to move away from Scum? Yes. Is it going to hurt Scum altogether? I think with the additions that they've made to Scum, it's not going to be as big of a blow as it was if it was still just Corino, Jacobs, and Steen.
Of course not.
Which, nothing against Corino or Jacobs, they're both wonderful.
But they brought some high-quality athletes into their group. I
personally, if it was me, I would make Jimmy Rave or Cliff Compton one of the focal points. I think they're both 100, even Red Titus.
Oh yeah, they're all better than Hardy, but Hardy has the name.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we've been hard on Hardy for a while.
Yeah, we have.
But the last couple outings he's had, he's really improved. It's like he's actually given a damn. So if Matt Hardy is the Matt Hardy version 1 from WWE back in the day, V1, I'm all for it. To be honest with you, I liked that Matt Hardy. I liked him way better than his brother. But he has to give a damn.
It'd be cool if he did bring in Shannon Moore to it. I've always liked Shannon Moore.
Shannon Moore's a nice guy, man. He's a good add to the group.
I don't think he's ever got quite the right opportunity for him.
No, and that's very good, though. I think Shannon Moore would be a great add to that group. He can take bumps, but at this point, he's a big enough name where he wouldn't have to take as many bumps as some of the other guys would.
Yeah, exactly. Now, speaking of that, going into the first match of the night, we got a guy that's a bumping machine, Roderick Strong, versus Mike Bennett. And I know Roderick's one of your favorites in Ring of Honor.
He is. I like the way the dude works a match.
I think he's one of the best technicians there is in the planet. He's the one guy, one of the few guys, regardless of the competition, he's going to give you a good match. And he knows, and it's not just a good match because, he does this many moves. He knows the psychology. He does all the crazy backbreakers, but he works them into the ebb and the flow of the match. And you could tell he's a guy that calls his own matches because he hits it so perfectly. It brings a crowd right along. When there's a lull in the action, he picks it back up. When it's up too high, he crashes it down. The guy's I think he's one of the best ring generals in all of wrestling.
And this match really was an awesome match. I was very impressed with it. I like the fact, I know there's really, like you said, there's no heels or faces is really that much in Ring of Honor. These two guys were mostly their characters are a traditional heel character, and it had Mike Mondo on the ring side. I guess Mike Mondo's going to be working with these three. I think it's probably going to be trouble.
They were building a thing with Strong and Mondo. Remember they did something the week before. Bennett's an awesome talent.
He'd be a good add-in to it, though, because Bennett's still when he wrestled when he hurt his foot.
There you go.
If they're doing like a little triple threat thing like that,
three-way feud.
Yeah, three-way feud. I think that would help Mondo out more than these two.
Well, you know what? And Bennett, as you said, is a more traditional heel. Strong really hasn't been defined as a heel or face since leaving the House of Truth. True. He's wrestled heels and he's wrestled faces, so.
I think if they do a triple threat,
and Mondo's an obvious face.
Oh yeah. they might be able to legitimize Mondo, because we've been hard on Mondo. The guy has a lot of heart for the business, and he's tremendous. But that's what you're always going to remember. You're always going to remember the cheerleader. I think honestly he should do one color hair and not blonde. Do it pitch black, blue, whatever. I don't care. Get rid of the blonde. Get rid of any shade of the Spirit Squad.
I don't mind the blonde so much.
I don't. Every time I see it, I just think of Mikey. And with these two working with him, I think it'll be an awesome three-way.
Nikki still has the blonde hair, and you don't remember Nikki.
That's Nick Nemeth.
You don't remember Nikki.
That's Dolph Ziggler to you. It's Mr. Ziggles. Mr. Ziggles.
Anything. You could get my foot.
Yeah, but I mean, you're talking about two different competitors.
Tell him to get my 4-iron out of the bag.
Kerwin White? It ain't right, isn't it? Anyways. But honestly, to get on that, though, Dolph evolved, though. I don't know, there's just something about that his characters has changed. Even from the first Dolph Ziggler, when he first came out as Dolph.
Yeah.
He's better now.
I agree. I think Mondo, and I agree with you, he has the stink of the Spirit Squad. I mean, it's something that you can get rid of because Dolph has got
Kenny
rid of
even
it.
really got rid of it too, you know?
Yeah, well, Kenny was the first one to... Kenny Doane was the first one to actually break out and get rid of that stench.
How bad do you have to be Kenny Doane, feel to be Kenny Doane right now? Because they built the Spirit Squad around him, and Dolph's got the championship, and, you know, Mondo's still... He's got a pretty good spot at Ring of Honor.
Doane's doing decent, I guess. I mean...
I haven't heard from him.
Well, you did when he was bitching about Cena.
Oh, that's true. Screwing his old lady.
Anyway, get back on track on this. A tremendous match between Strong and Bennett. Two guys that are really awesome. Really, I'd like to see Bennett move. He's been there long enough that I'd like to see Bennett move into the world title picture more often. I know the rumors are always that he's going to leave, but...
There's Adam Cole's in it right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you think it would be better if they would put Bennett than Adam Cole?
Not necessarily better, I just think he deserves to be there. Adam Cole does as well. Adam Cole had one of the best 2012s of anybody in Ring of Honor. I would say the two best wrestlers in Ring of Honor for 2012 were Adam Cole and Michael Elgin. Mm-hmm. And, you know, they both deserve to be up at the top. And Bennett, I think Bennett's a guy that does too, and he just, for whatever reason, they put him in feuds that keep him away from the belts. But, you know, just my opinion. But going back to that, Strong does end up going over in the match. Now, going to our next match, we had Jorge Santee versus Tadarius Thomas. I was very impressed with this match, and then it ends with a scum run-in to destroy them both. I was impressed with the match up until that. I mean, even the run-in wasn't bad.
I had a feeling the run-in was going to happen. I don't know, just something about it. I felt the run-in was
how it was placed on the card.
Yeah, I mean, because it was a good match. These guys were going good against each other, but I felt it happened.
The thing was on an hour show, it was placed at like the 40-minute mark, and usually they do a 15-minute main event. So you knew it was going to be a short match, and 5 minutes in, of course, Scum attacks.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was good leading up to that. I thought I'd like to see more of Santee. This was his first time in Ring of Honor. I hope he's got a job off of that because he did really well. Tadarius Thomas, you're not so high on him because you don't like the capoeira as much.
No.
But I think he's got a nice addition and something different.
That's the thing I like. I mean, that is something to like about it because, like you said, it is something different. It's just not my thing, but you know, it brings something different to the show.
Exactly. His milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
Now, are him and ACH brothers? All right? Am I right?
No, I don't know if they are legitimately, but they've been tagging with each other.
Oh, I thought they were brothers, but they just did the different names just to separate themselves. I don't know.
I mean, they may.
There's so many wrestling brothers in the business.
There is brother.
But speaking of ACH,
Brutai.
The main event was a television champion, Matt Taven versus ACH.
And this is one I know that you were really surprised on because you're not a fan of either particularly, but you loved this match.
It was good.
It was a really good match. I personally like Matt Taven. I like him, and I like the turn that they've done with Truth Martini made him more sleazy and give him more, almost like he's a pimp.
Well, the thing I don't like about Taven right now, his character when he was a baby face, he was more of a solid guy. Now it's almost like, should I do this move? Should I do that move? It's not like he's thinking on his feet. You know what I'm saying? You're a heel, have fun with it. Being a heel in a wrestling is the funnest job in wrestling. If you make it that way.
There you go. I mean, he just needs to get his footing. I think Truth Martini is going to help him out a lot.
Oh, I think so too.
And the main reason I like him is I like the changes that Truth has done. He reminded me before of, you remember the Jackal, Don Callis, how he's running ECW, I forget they called him an ECW. Cyrus the Vice. But he reminded me of that to now he's more, like I said, like a sleaze bag. And I love it. I love the hoopla hotties. How do you not love that?
Oh, but we forgot one part of the show.
What's that?
The deal that Carino made with Nigel.
With Nigel, yeah, 2-on-2. If Scum wins, if Scum wins, Carino gets to be on the announce table, and Scum gets to challenge for the championship,
which will be Hardy.
And if Ring of Honor wins, Carino leaves Ring of Honor. Not Scum, just Carino.
Just Carino.
But yeah, that was the match before.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, exactly. But back in the Matt Taven match, Matt Taven ACH match, Matt Taven wins, leaving our TV champion intact, leaving him to face Mark Briscoe. Which I hope Mark gets a singles run as a champion as well, and give me the TV title. That would be awesome.
I think he'd be happy with that. Yeah. I eventually see him being a world champion too, just like his brother.
They're both awesome.
Yeah, I mean they're right now when they're together, they're one of the best tag teams in wrestling.
Exactly.
So what would you rate this show? Usually you ask me, I'm asking you.
I'm gonna go out of 5. I'm gonna give it a 4.
I agree with you too. Well, I mean, why would you do 4?
Why 4? I thought it was a good match, a good show. The match placing, the Santee versus Thomas, knowing that was pretty much either going to be a squash or a quick match. I think the Strong versus Bennett served as a better main event than ACH versus Matt Taven. No knock on ACH or Taven, but Strong and Bennett are the two bigger names.
Exactly. They don't need the belt.
However, it is a TV title, so it does make sense to be in there. When we pick on Ring of Honor, when we throw things out, it's like trying to find something wrong instead of like other shows where we're trying to find something right on the show.
Right. I mean, right now, Ring of Honor is the best product out there to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's about wrestling. It's for wrestling fans. Like I said before, I agree with you. I'm going to give it 4 stars. I enjoyed the Carino, Steen, Scum incident at the beginning. The Strong Bennett match was phenomenal. The running, kind of knew it was going to happen. I knew something was going to happen. And the ACH Matt Taven match was a decent match.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it. I was kind of after seeing such a great match like Bennett and Strong, it should have went in the 4.
It's kind of a problem they have with the TV show. You shouldn't follow a guy like Bennett because a guy like Bennett's going to destroy everything in behind him.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Strong.
I mean, he's awesome. That's what I meant. I actually meant Strong. I mean, I think Roderick Strong is the cream of the crop when it comes to Ring of Honor,
and I think that he's proving a point. Put me anywhere on the show you want, I'll steal it.
Yep.
Kind of like when CM Punk was the WWE champion as the babyface version when he first got it. They were putting him, he wasn't main eventing, but try to follow that match. Same thing with this. Try to follow his matches.
Exactly.
They're awesome.
Anyway, basically that's all I have to say. Is there anything you need to say?
That's it for me.
My name is George Coles.
Gary Rhodes.
And this has been Heel Heat.